With long and strength and faith, darling, one of our heroes' path shall never be in vain. To serve without our might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Shall we have the Ogun State anthem, please? Ìṣẹ̀yà, ìṣẹ̀yà, ọmọ ogun, ìṣẹ̀yà, Elédùmarè, iṣẹ́ máa yá o. Ìṣẹ̀yà, ẹ̀yin ọmọ ogun, ẹ ṣe gírí, iṣẹ́ pọ̀ fún wa láti ṣe. Ọmọ rere kì í sáṣẹ́, ọmọ ogun kì í ṣọ̀lẹ. Ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbẹ́rù o, Ọlọ́run bẹ fún wa, ẹ tẹra mọ́ṣẹ́ o. Ìṣẹ̀yà ọmọ ogun, ìṣẹ̀yà. Thank you. Let's join our hands together while let's join our hands together while we have our seat. We would have taken the school anthem. Okay, it's there at the bottom of the program given to us. We can be looking at the program. The Silicon Valley of Nigeria, key player of a city in Africa, making the rock state and global taste, pioneering excellence, the citadel of love in Nigeria, strutting among other institutions, OG Tech mentoring higher lane for sustainability of our economy, the spirit of a nation of progress. Influencing the good of leaders, Ogun State Institute of Technology strong, a more understanding with integrity, the embedded practical skills in me. Help me to use for your glory, O Lord, bringing transparency to my veil. This I beg, God help me. Let's join our hands together. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let us have our seat. We are quickly going to the introduction of the guest. In our midst today, we have the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, her one and only daddy and father, the lover of education in Ogun State. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in join our heads together while I'll be introducing in our midst the Honorable Commissioner for Education. He's not other person but Professor Abayomi Aribabu F. Man. Let's do an ask to appreciate him for coming. You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Also in our midst, we have the directors from the Ministry of Education. Ladies and gentlemen, let us join our hands together to welcome all the directors that came with the Honorable Commissioner from Education. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks so much, sir. You're welcome. Also in our midst, we have the rector of this great institution, Engineer Dr. Mrs. Olufunke Olanike Akikurelere, FNSC. Let's join us together to appreciate her once again. Welcome. Also in our midst, we have the acting registrar of this great institution. It's no other person, Mrs. Shakirat Olajumoke Johnson, MCIA. You're welcome. Let's join us together to appreciate our registrar, the encyclopedia of the institution. Also in our midst, we have the acting bossa of this great institution, Mr. Abdusalam Yunus Ololade. Let's join us to appreciate him as well. You're welcome, sir. Also in our midst, we have the head of library, Mrs. Udi Ese Ogene Deborah. Let's join us to appreciate her. Also in our midst, we have the deans of schools, the directors of schools and units. We have the heads of department, we have in our midst the ASUP representative. The ASUP chairman is also in our midst. Signify, let them see you. Let's go to the appreciatives. They are also welcome, sir. Also, we have in our midst the chairman of the SANI in our midst, Senior Staff Association of this institution. Let's see you, sir. Thank you. You are welcome, sir. Also in our midst, we have the chairman and the secretary of the non-academic staff unit of this institution, Mrs. Sikirat Bamidele. You are welcome, ma'am. She's there. Thank you, ma'am. Also in our midst, we have all heads of department and heads of unit. We welcome you all into this auspicious occasion. You are all welcome. Without wasting much of our time, may I quickly invite my rector for the rector speech. Engineer, Dr. Mrs. Olufunke Olanike Akinkurolere FNS. Let's join us together as she comes forward to give us the rector speech.
His Excellency, the Executive Governor of the State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, ably represented by the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abayomi Arikabu, F.Man, the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, in his capacity is here with us too, and that is Professor Abayomi Arikabu, F.Man. We have the Director of Higher Education, Mr. Olariwaju Erine, the Director of Quality Assurance and Teacher Development, Mr. Akinsholu Martins. All other members of staff, we have the PA to the Honorable Commissioner and every staff of the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, the Acting Registrar of the Institute, the Acting Bursar and the Acting Librarian, all the deans of schools, directors of various units, the representatives of various unions, the ASUP, the NASU and SANIP, all the heads of departments and heads of units, they are represented, representatives of every teaching and non-teaching staff, the student union government representatives, they are present, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed with heart full of joy and gratitude to the Most High God, and on behalf of the management, the academic board and staff and students of this leading, ever-growing, most sought-after and award-winning institution, the Ogun State Institute of Technology, BESA, that I warmly welcome. I call him a father, a mentor, a leader par excellence, and that is the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abayomi Arikabu. When I say a mentor, I call him teacher of teachers. You are welcome, sir. And we are really humble and happy to have you in our midst, despite his very tight schedule. They left Abeokuta as early as, because in his manner, when there is a program for 11, Prof will be there at maybe 30 minutes, if not 1 hour before the time. You can testify to that fact. So they've been on the road for more than 4 hours, in fact, maybe 5 hours from Abeokuta because of the state of the road. And notwithstanding, they are still able to make it to this place at this time. We want to say thank you, sir, for coming. And we want to say we also appreciate your leadership style. And Almighty God will continue to grant you more knowledge and the strength even to take the educational sector in the state to enviable height. You are welcome, sir. I welcome the directors from the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, every staff from Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. We know it because you love the institute for you to have come all the way. No, not minding the road network. We appreciate this on behalf of the academic board and every member of this institute. You are warmly welcome to Igbesa Town. Igbesa Town, we call it the home of hospitality. You are welcome. And we also, to the commissioning today, with the approval of the academic board, we call it Prince Dapo Abiodun Administrative Building. And it's duly constructed and constructed with the support of the state government. With the support of the state government, ably led by His Excellency, Prince Dapo Abiodun MFR, and also with the Institute and IGR. And this is one of the initiatives of the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Science, and Technology. You will agree with me that this institute is one of the beneficiaries of TET Fund. So looking at it, naturally, they will say, oh, you are benefit. But the state government, even with that, is taking it upon itself to assist us. And this is the first of its kind in the history of this institute, that despite the fact that we have the intervention from the federal government, the state government deemed it fit that we should identify project that is of urgent need, and they are ready to support us all the way. And this is what the state government has done for us, and we are very grateful for this initiative. Thank you. So on behalf of the entire community, we want to extend our appreciation to the governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, for being governor for all. Even for us in Logitech, we can proudly say we have a governor in the state. A round of applause for our governor. The Institute Administrative Building is one of the most longed for by this administration. We agree with me that this polytechnic was established by June 29 this year. It will be 16 years that this polytechnic was established. And we have been using a sort of makeover administrative building. One of the blocks of classroom, that's what we have been using for administrative building for the past 16 years. So it's one of the major need of the Polytechnic at this time. So it's most long for by this administration and this is what we have been looking forward to planning since I assumed duty as director almost 8 years ago. And it's given me great joy that we are achieving this even before the end of my tenure, to the glory of God. So once again, we thank the Honorable Commissioner for Education for this initiative, and we thank our governor for the support. Now, to the glory of God, this administration, in the quest to take the institute to an enviable height, has put unnecessary resources in place to achieve the construction of this administrative building as an enabling working environment. I want to tell us to the best of our ability, because we know that if we want anything now, we have to go green because of the environment. In this administrative block is equipped with the solar system, because we all know that diesel is not smiling now. So we have the solar system. So in case we don't have anything that is so heavy that can power the whole building, is already in place. So we put everything to make the working environment very conducive for members of staff that will be using this place. So all of this can only be achieved with the support I've enjoyed from members of staff and students. So I want to appreciate every member of staff represented here today, all the union leaders, the union executives, the deans, the directors, heads of department, because one thing I've known in leadership is that if you don't have people that are ready to support, that are ready to work with you, irrespective of the idea you have, you may not be able to achieve much. But I want to place it on record, sir, the Honorable Commissioner, that in Logitech, we have dutiful, we have hardworking, we have dedicated members of staff. We have members of staff that are ready to sacrifice everything to ensure that this institution remains the pride of the state. So on behalf of the state, I want to say thank you to every member of staff. It's been a great pleasure working with them for almost 8 years. And we can look back and say here we have people that even when I leave this place, I can always beat my chest and look back that in Logitech, we have committed members of staff. So once again, Honorable Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, distinguished guests for Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, and all members of staff, our students, greatest Nigerian students. Great. Greatest Nigerian students. Great. Yeah, I know they will have been here, but they had to attend to some other things. The SVG president is just to attend to an event that happened earlier today. All members of staff, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mommy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's join our hands together once again to appreciate the rector of this great institution, and the associate professor and engineer to the core. Mommy, God bless you, Mom. May I quickly go to the next item on our agenda? That is the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology will be invited for his remark. Ladies and gentlemen, let's join our hands together while I welcome the Honorable Commissioner, Professor Abayomi Aribabu F1. God bless you, sir.
Please sit down. Director of the State Institute of Technology, also Professor Engineer Funke Akipuru, the management team of Ogite, Registrar, the actual Registrar, Acting Bossa, Acting Librarian, and all members of the academic board of Ogitech, all members of staff of Ogitech, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, invited guests, gentlemen of the press, great Nigerian students, greatest Nigerian students, and the greatest Nigerian students. It is a pleasure for me to be here this morning. I say morning because we started this journey as early as 7:30. We were just about 40 minutes to Igesa when we were advised to take another route, and that route added another 50 minutes to our journey. So that was why probably it took another 1 hour before we got there. So it is also not in our character to arrive this late for a program scheduled for 11 o'clock. We all understand that our governor is trying his best to make all parts of the state accessible. And, with comfort, you have to bear some pains. Without pain, there will be no gain. Pain is P-A-I-N and gain is G-A-I-N. To remove that P and replace it with G, you have to persevere a little bit. And I'm very sure that by the time we'll be coming here, in another say 6 months or thereabout, or even less than that, definitely we won't have this type of situation. But still, it's a pleasure to be here. Though I started in the morning to get here this afternoon. There are places outside the state that you get to, and by this time probably you'll have started sleeping or relaxing. If we look at the time we left, if I left Abeokuta at the time we left, and even Lagos, you get to Lagos within 1.5 to 2 hours these days. So, but we thank God, very soon the situation will be like that. You just start from Abeokuta, and within 2 hours you are in Igesa. So that will happen very soon, before our very eyes. Well, it's a pleasure to be here, like I said, with my team from the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. My joy knows no bound today. Ogitech, as one of the institutions under my watch, has been an institution that has actually been doing things the right way. I'm not the only one saying this. This has been attested to even by JAMB, because the institution won the most compliant institution in adhering to regulations of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board. I mean, so if we are the ones saying that, we say probably because it's one of our institutions. But JAMB, looking at all the institutions in Nigeria, gave Ogitech 75 million naira because of that award. And that led to the structure that we came to commission some times ago. And I know that one of the first things I did when I became the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology was to process an approval for Ogitech to become a TET fund grant receiving institution. In other words, this institution has never gotten TET fund since its establishment. The administration of Prince Dapò Abiodun MFR made that happen during his tenure. And I've been here more than once, more than twice, to commission projects on this campus. And that's why, despite the distance, I'm always happy to come to Ogite. Another first is the fact that His Excellency Prince Dr. Dapo Abiodun MFR called me just less than 1 month after assuming office as the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, and asked what the situation of infrastructure in the state tertiary institutions. And I mentioned to him that I cannot remember when an administration did anything in terms of building of major infrastructure in our tertiary institutions in the state. And he then promised that he would do something about that. And we started by way of what we call 50-50. If I say 50-50, the director knows what I mean. What do we mean by 50-50? 50-50 intervention. You know, apart from the TED fund intervention, you know, the governor approved another 200 million for all tertiary institutions in the state annually. But beyond that, we decided to encourage heads of the institution to manage their resources very well and come up with projects that the state will provide support, which will see to fruition the fulfillment or the construction or the completion of such a project. Of all the tertiary institutions in Ogun State that we gave that charge, Ogitech is the first to have the same completed. And that is why we are here to commission this. The rector of this institution, Engineer Adekunle, deserves more than the applause you are giving. I was taller than my height when we went to Abuja to receive the award from JAMB the other time. That of all my tertiary institutions in Ogun State, I would have thought that maybe OOU will win that award. But for Ogitech, you know, I mean, some people probably were surprised that probably how did it happen? But it happened because we have somebody that has the magic wand, somebody that has great vision, somebody that has great leadership traits, somebody that carries everybody along, and somebody that demonstrates leadership by example. Somebody that was able to make the atmosphere of the institution as peaceful as whatever you can think of. I've never heard of any major crisis in Ogitech since her assumption of office in this institution. She has managed staff very well, and she has also managed students very well. She has also managed the resources of the institution very well, and that is why we have what we have here today. So, when she told me that the project, you know, when the project started, I was aware, and then, you know, as it was going on, she was telling me we have now got into TPC, we are now at this level, we are now at this level, and so on. And when she completed, she said she wants Excellency to come and commission this. But you know, with the program of His Excellency, it is very, very unpredictable. So I'm sure he himself cannot give himself appointment, you know, so not to talk of giving other people appointment. So that whatever the case, I said I must be here to do this on behalf of the governor. Our governor that has been so passionate with everything he's doing, particularly the education sector. He he came on board, declared emergency in education because of what he saw. And when he declared emergency, it was not just by word of mouth. He decided to put his money where his mouth is. And that was why we saw a lot of transformation in terms of rehabilitation and reconstruction of buildings in all our secondary schools and primary schools. To date, we have done over 960 primary schools and secondary schools in what we have termed Yellow Roof Revolution in Ogun State. And it's still ongoing. That happened to be the first phase. We are about starting the second phase. And I want to tell you that this administration saw the need to make access possible, to improve access to education. And that was why the free education policy has continued, and all forms of levies and fees in primary and secondary schools were cancelled so that more learners could come to school. So that has led to increase in number of learners in schools, and it has led to reduction in what we call out-of-school children. Today, Ogun State is probably the best in the entire Southwest. And when you say Southwest, then you are talking about the entire nation in terms of better performance on the out-of-school rating. Our tertiary institutions, like I said, we are trying to ensure that there is stability. And if you remember, when this administration came on board, it returned life to Moshood Abiola Polytechnic and Taiwo Larin College of Education. The institution is now Obasikiru Adetoyin College of Education, Science and Technology. The unveiling will be done maybe in the next 1 week. Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, we are all living witnesses to what happened before the inception of this administration. It was like an institution that was already packaged for, it's like when you want to travel abroad, you get to the airport, you get your boarding pass, you are in the lounge, and the plane to take you away is already on ground, just for them to announce for you to go into the plane and use it. So the institution was already, packaged, already in the departure lounge, and ready to board the plane, and so probably only God knows what the fate will have been. But this administration came and brought life to Moshood Abiola Polytechnic. And not only returning life to Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, the Polytechnic has now started finding its footing. We have also approved for the institution the opportunity to run a Bachelor of Technology degree in affiliation with Olabisi Onabanjo University. All that will also improve the lot of that institution. And that's what we are doing in all our tertiary institutions. Ogun State has the highest number of state-owned tertiary institutions in this country. And apart from the fact that the state is also home to the largest or highest number of tertiary institutions in Nigeria. So for us, something must be going on in this state that is right. And this state is being led by somebody who probably has a good vision and clear vision of what should be done. So I'm not surprised if our heads of tertiary institutions are getting it right. Probably the leadership is actually what is trickling down to all the other levels. So I want to encourage all of us. Because Akikulo Olere has maybe less than 4 months or thereabouts to leave the stage. This is not an era where one can have daughter. Otherwise, we would have given it to her willingly because of her performance. And I'm sure that a lot of people will cry like that, you believe it. But, it will be a cry of joy because she has done very well. And for me, remember during Transfiguration, and then something happened, and then in the sky, and then a voice came. This voice in me is saying, "This is my beloved rector in whom I'm well pleased." I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility because if she has not done well, we will say it. But because she has done well, we are also saying it. And we pray that Almighty God will be with you. Because you have done well, you have taken care of other people, you have taken care of the students, taken care of staff, you have taken care of the institution. God will also take care of your household. Well, this building is probably very remarkable. Remarkable in the sense that we are gradually making this institution to wear the right toga of a tertiary institution, a full-fledged tertiary institution. One of the structures on ground that you will see when you enter a tertiary institution is a befitting administrative block. And this institution has existed for 8 years or for 15 years without what you can call a befitting administrative structure. How do you distinguish between this institution and the secondary school? So one of the things that stands out in a tertiary institution is they have a structure like this. Now we can have a place called the rector's office. You know, not the makeshift office she was using before. So each time I came here before, I don't really want to stay in her office because the office is too small to contain the rector alone, not to talk of now even somebody joining her in that office. But now I think I can come here and stay comfortably in her office. And this is a structure that is well conceived to have all the paraphernalia, you know, the necessary apparatus of an administrative building, where you have everything in place. So when you enter, you know you are entering a tertiary institution of 21st century. I want to commend the students for the cooperation they have given the rector, because all these achievements wouldn't have been possible but with your support. I want to commend the Students' Union particularly. They call themselves Student Union Government. I don't call them government because you cannot have two governments. The government is there, the students' management, they call themselves student government. But anyway, we allow you to call yourself government, but you are actually student leaders existing within a government existing in Nigeria. I commend the students, you know, for the leadership role you have played. What you don't know is that you are showing example, you are showing leadership. At times, responsibility marks you out, and like Yorubas will say, they will say, in other words, the wisdom of Solomon has nothing to do with the with the age of Methuselah. You see, you can be old, and then yet what you display is something in the character or pattern of a very young person or a toddler. But when you see a young person displaying the traits of an elderly person, then you're actually marveled. How old is Ogite? Other institutions have been existing before you, not only even in the state, in other parts of this country. But you are gradually showing everybody that you know what you are doing and you know your audience. You don't have to be like others. You don't want to say because people are fighting or because people are doing something, you also want to be part of it. So I commend the Students' Union for giving enabling environment for the institution to strive. You see, the way you are going, you'll be surprised. In another 5 years, in another 10 years, you'll come here, you'll see what your institution will have turned into. So I want to commend you for what you have done. I want you to continue with that spirit. Be known for something that is positive. You don't have to do whatever other people are doing, especially when it is wrong. If other people are losing their head, you don't necessarily have to lose yours. You can try to keep yours. And that's what you have done. I want to commend the staff of the institution for cooperating with the management of the institution, because whatever we say this administration has achieved. That is the administration of the present rector. Whatever achievement she has made is actually with the full support of the staff on ground. I want to commend all of you. I want you to continue in that spirit. She'll be leaving very soon. I want you to work together for her to finish very well, and also to work together with whoever you emerge as the next rector of this institution. Progress can only thrive in an atmosphere of peace. And if your institution is progressive, you'll be very proud to tell people, to tell the whole world that this is your institution. If you have a child that is doing well and you get somewhere, you want to tell everybody that this is my son. I will tell you the story of a medical doctor. The medical doctor went for a conference, and for one reason or the other, he decided to take his father along. The old man was there, and after the paper presentation, there was cocktail. You know, at cocktail, what you have is a table set on one side like that, and people will just go there and you just pick some things inside your plate. The first thing you see a plate. You take the plate, maybe after that you see maybe groundnuts. Next time you see maybe popcorn, you see kimchi, you see chicken, you see stick meat, and so on like that till to the end. So when people queued up, you saw the father queued. Then he was very happy because he was thinking, this man will disgrace me here today. But the man queued up also like other people. So, but he was still afraid to say anything. Then he saw that the father now got there, and the father also picked a plate. The Papa saw everybody doing that. So the father now picked a plate, took a little popcorn, a little kimchi, and said, "You see, that's my father. That's my father." So he was very proud to introduce his father, to say that is the father. But unfortunately, by the time Papa got to the last table, so the last item there happened to be toothpick. Now packed a lot of toothpick and then poured it into some, because he saw everybody picking items from each of the items, putting popcorn, a lot of it, this one, a lot of bit of it. So he got to the toothpick. So he thought that toothpick was also part of the items, and father now bought so many. So he was a bit ashamed. But what am I saying? You don't have to just say we copy people. You have to do things if it is necessary for you to do it. So, as an institution, I want all of you to work together with your rector. Let your name always be in the news for good reasons. If we have to come to Ogitech, let us come to commission programs. Let us come for convocation. Let us come for matriculation. Let us come for school programs, lectures, and so on like that. Not to come and settle it between rector and staff, or rector and student, or student and staff, or community and rector, or community and student, and so on. We wouldn't want such things to happen. So there should be smooth relationship between you and even the community around, so that everybody will be at peace. And it is in the atmosphere of peace that progress thrives. So once again, I congratulate you on this wonderful building that has been completed. And I see something. I have a dream, like Martin Luther King, a dream for this institution. I have a dream that one day this institution will be flooded with a lot of projects like this. This institution will be flooded with a lot of story buildings, skyscrapers, and wonderful edifices on this campus. I have this dream that one day everybody will be struggling to come to Ogitech to study. I have a dream that students that come to Ogitech will become the toast of everybody, and everybody will want to be part of Ogitech. Ladies and gentlemen, it is on this note I want us to go, I think, to the commissioning of the project, so that we commit it to the use of all students present in this institution and those that will come. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I perform the commissioning of this project. I do this to the glory of God and the benefit of humanity. So let's complete that.
Okay, sir.
This administrative building was commissioned by Professor Abayomi Nariba, State Honorary Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology on Thursday, 28th April 2022, under the lectureship of Engineer Dr. Associate Professor Mrs. Olufunke Akinkunmi. Congratulations. Okay. The structure is actually named after our amiable governor. The revolution of this.
Oh, yeah.
So we commission and open for this place that form Abiodun Administrative Law. Congratulations.
There's interaction between the poster and the
Start.
staff. So this is going to be the main costing. We have offices. This section, this part is for the first week. So we have offices for the first week staff. We have offices for other first week staff. Everything fully air conditioned. And we also operate it with the solar part. They have the control solar power so that you don't have to be using the diesel generator every time because of the cost implication. Then we have office for the it's part of the upstream staff office. Then there is another exit here.
Okay.
There is one exit here so that when people are coming, we don't have to. This is where we have the internal audit, unit, the academic planning, and we make provision for deputy rector, chairman of council in future. So we have offices for internal audit, academic planning. The chairman of council we need a sizable office whenever it comes around. Then we have this is for the deputy rector. The auditor will be here because it must be close. It must be close to the rector's office. The staff of the auditor will be here, the staff will be here, they are together. Then we have the chairman of council, then the deputy rector, this is the secretary of the deputy rector, and the office of the deputy rector. Then we have here the rector's office will be here. All right, this is the main reception for the rector's office. So it's it goes to the secretary, to the rector. Then we have this is the main office. This is the main office of the rector. This is just like this store because we have a dedicated solar for this part. There's an exit that goes out there for security purpose. For security purpose, and the record also needs to park the car here, but it's not open to the convenience. So this place leads to the secretary, the PA to the rector, the PA and the media. And this we are proposing at least the academic board presently about 40, but we are making provision for about 60 because of future expansion. We believe the number will fill it. But carry on start having more chief lecturers, advancing level of academic acts. Everything is we have we also have another emergency exit. So we have 3 major all members of staff. And this is the registry unit. Here we have the academic affairs, So the plan is to bring, because the other part we cannot use this room, so the panel will move there, but we are bringing our furniture from that side. We need to 5 meters. And this is similar to the other side. And once we're done, Mr. Jafar, as a big chairman of us. Alright, thank you very much. So that I can just and before I will take the national anthem, or
The program is very good.
all right.
What comes with
I'm making for the mic. No. There's one hundred. Are you ready? No, wait. Though. I'm still waiting for the mic. Let's go. Let's go. Let's speak it. No, it's slow. It's slow. Wait. Sorry. Test. Go to that side. Are we good?
Yeah, we are good.
All right. Good afternoon, Commissioner. With this development and this laudable initiative that you've also attested to, what does this portend for the state of education in the state, particularly in the tertiary sector?
yes, our governor has a vision for education in the state. And this vision is an all-embracing one. So we are not leaving anyone behind. Primary, secondary, and tertiary. See, this is like a replication of what you see happening at the lower level. With the Yellow Roof Revolution, we have done over 960 schools. You see that all over the states, there's hardly any part of the state you get to, you don't find one yellow roof building in our primary and secondary schools. At the tertiary level, the governor made a promise and approved intervention of 200 million annually to our tertiary institutions. But beyond that, we encourage the heads of our tertiary institutions to work well and manage the IGR properly. And when we see that type of prudent management, the government will come and intervene. Once the head of the institution is able to manage the resources very well, the government will match whatever they are able to raise from the idea. So what we have today is one of such initiatives. And this will probably be the first time in about 15, 16 or more than that years that government will come in tertiary institution and make any major intervention in terms of the structure. So we encourage all of us of our tertiary institutions to come up with structures we will want government to intervene in. UTEC came up with the administrative bills, and all the institutions have to do is to come up with just about 50%, maximum of 50%. You know, it can be less, 25 to 50% maximum, and then the government will match that, and then provide see that with the completion of that improvement, the one that will be taken as the first of such initiatives. Other institutions have identified what they would like to do. Very soon, you will see us commissioning similar projects in all our tertiary institutions. So that is to tell you the direction of this administration. After this, we'll be having projects that will be 100%. We have never had this before, and we started by saying, okay, come with 50%. Let's see how you have managed your idea. And then we have seen that for Ogitech, having done this, the next is to have 100% intervention in terms of structure in this project, because they have been able to give us that type of assurance that even whatever they have, they've been able to manage it. So other institutions, like I told you, are coming up there.
All right, just to put this straight, haven't gone around. Are you satisfied?
I am extremely satisfied. I've gone around. This is the first time this institution will be having a befitting administrative structure, and that is why I'm happy that having this type of structure in an institution like this is coming at the right time. An institution that is more than maybe 50 years old now. So, not having a befitting administrative structure. So when His Excellency asked that what will you want to do in Ogitech, the director said administrative block. That was why he said, okay, go ahead and give me the next report. And that's why we have this project that I mentioned.
All right, maybe let's ask the director. Haven't the commendations from the commendation from the commissioner is overwhelming, and point blank, what will you be doing next after this?
I want to start by appreciating the Almighty God, then our amiable governor, for this initiative, for the support so far. And I want to place on record for the leadership of the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology. When he came on board, he came with different initiatives, and we are not surprised, because when he came on board, everybody knows, yes, this is actually a round peg in a round hole. And this is part of the outcome of some of his initiatives. And we thank God that we have a listening governor, a governor that has interest for the educational sector in the state. Yeah. After now, like the Honorable Commissioner said, when you talk about Ogitech, it's now to come up with other projects, and the government is ready to fully support us. And that is going, everybody is hearing that, because we call our governor, whenever he says something, you can be sure it will be done. And so I want to thank everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just take it away. How about going? Are you using it?
I get on the list. Happily. Same thing with you don't have to. I'm trying to ask for all questions. Stop talking about it. No, please. No.
And let's take whatever
this question straight. You know, when that go
Okay, wants to catch video together.
Camera together and go in the studio. So why you have it?
Please. Hello, Shaman. Hello. Who's this man now?
Please.
Hello.